Hi, I'm Mark Swenson. This is episode 8 in How to Win Your Sexual Abuse Lawsuit. And today we're going to be talking about how to tell if somebody's telling you the truth. There are several ways to do that. First of all, you look to see if their body language matches what they're saying. Turn on your TV at some point and turn off the sound and look at the commercials. Very often you're going to see that the commercials are telling you a different message visually than they are verbally. People are eating stuff and they're smiling like that. Any smile that's more than about a second or two is a mask. And they're smiling like that and they're eating this stuff and they're saying, "Boy, is that delicious." Yeah, you know what? That is not what you do when something is delicious. This stuff is dog food. And you can tell that it's dog food if you turn off what is being said, because that distracts you. Second thing is, look at the face. Divide the face into quadrants. This quadrant should match this quadrant should match this quadrant. A smile like that is not a sincere smile. The smile should fit both sides and it should fit the eyes. You know, the eyes should be smiling as well. You also have very, very fast little expressions. When something just happens and somebody is reacting to it, you have what's called a micro expression. There's a flash of a smile or a frown on the face, a flash of anger on the face, a flash of delight on the face. And it lasts for a quarter of a second, half of a second, and then the mask that the person is normally wearing comes back onto their facial expression. That's how they really feel about it, but then they go back to the mask that they're wearing. Watch for that. Next, you've got verbal signals of truth. When we tell lies, unless we are a sociopath, and sociopaths will tell you lies and they'll delight in the lie, and it doesn't matter to them. They have no tension about it at all. Or people who think that they're supposed to lie, you know, an enemy soldier who's been captured will feel he's supposed to lie and will not have a conscience about lying at all. But for most people who have a conscience, telling a lie is a matter of some stress. And they try to get rid of that stress by telling you the truth, but just not the whole truth. Or going into a subjunctive speech. If you hear somebody go into the subjunctive, they're going into a Disneyland, an imaginary world in which everything could be true and nothing is really true. Michael Jackson a few years ago was interviewed by Barbara Walters, and Barbara asked him, "Michael, did you molest those children?" And I had to know that this question was coming. And he said, "You know, Barbara, I would never do anything to hurt a child." Wow. That's not what she asked. He changed the question. He gave an answer to a different question that was asked, and he said it in the subjunctive. I would never do anything. You know, boom. Does that mean that he was a child molester? No, it's not an admission. But it also means you'd be nuts to have him babysit your kids. All right. Watch for that sort of thing. A truthful answer is yes or no to a well-asked, upfront question. Do not accept an answer that is longer than that as being as good as a yes or no. If somebody says, on my mother's grave, his mother is probably still alive. I swear on a Bible, he probably has never read the Bible in his life. You really need to know that I'm being very truthful now. Yeah, well, when were you not truthful? You don't necessarily ask these, but you understand that he's been deceptive to you. I'm being as truthful as I can. Why can't you be completely truthful? I'm telling you all I can. Why can't you tell me everything? Right? Watch what people say. Listen carefully to what people say. Don't interrupt them. Don't fill in for them. We go into that in some depth in the book, and it's extremely important that you read it, understand it, and you will know after that how to deal with the question of whether somebody is telling you the truth. Investigating schools. Schools put out newsletters, schools put out alumni letters, schools put out yearbooks. Try to get them all. You may hire a kid as an investigator. You may consider it wise to have one of the women in your office hire the kid, because when a man tries to get information about a school, there's an immediate suspicion. Investigating the Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church has had so many of these claims that they have a system. You're not going to get away with just saying, well, they can't let this get out, they'll settle it. No. If you're dealing with the Roman Catholic Church, with some exceptions, but very few exceptions, you're going to have to file a lawsuit. And the reason is that the Catholic Church has found that most people will not file a lawsuit. And so that eliminates most of the claims. If you file a lawsuit and you let them go through their baloney discovery, then finally, as trial is coming up, they'll come to you with money. There are some groups which are very tight groups. Orthodox Jews, for instance. If you're dealing with Orthodox Jews, you should get Jewish co-counsel. And with Orthodox Jews, for people to bring a lawsuit or to do an investigation, they need the permission of a rabbi. Make sure you do all of these things that they need you to do, or you're not going to get what you want out of this kind of an investigation. Make sure you have a rabbi's approval. And I've got some references in there for you to use that will make things evident to you. Certainly Orthodox Jews are not the only sealed society in America, but they are a prominent sealed society. And if you need to make a claim in that context, You need to know what you're doing, and I strongly recommend getting Jewish co-counsel. Prisons and juvenile facilities do not normally put out yearbooks, but there is often a prison newspaper. Sometimes the prison newspaper may be available in some of the social work agencies that send in social workers to the prisons, and you may be able to find it there. Sometimes libraries can help. All right. Next, we're going to deal with the experts.